Good risings, intergalactic family. This is MC Chill. In this video today, I'm going to be speaking about the Schumann resonance, which is also the heartbeat of our planet, also known as Gaia. And where will I be explaining about the Schumann resonance? And none other than my hometown, Schumann. So regarding the Schumann resonance, I'm going to speak a little bit about what I think it is. I'm going to be help identifying how to read the Schumann resonance graphs, which can be found online, that show the spikes of the Schumann resonance daily. I'm going to end it with talking a little bit about ascension symptoms and symptoms of the shift and how it correlates with the Schumann resonance. Right now I'm going to show you guys a little bit about the graph so you guys can get a little understanding and see what they look like. So here we have a huge blast in the Schumann resonance on the 29th of June, which was 4 days ago. All of that white there is more than 13 hours of 5D light coding. Here we have an explanation as to what the colors on the Schumann resonance graph represent or mean. And I wanted to give a shout out to Duncan Alexander for making this image, as well as helping me understand a little bit more about the Schumann resonance so that I could relay this message for you guys today. You guys can go check out his YouTube channel. Excuse me if I'm not always looking at the camera here. I took notes on this so I could explain it a little better. Some have speculated that the Earth's resonance is a bouncing of energy between Earth's ground and the stratosphere, which is the first layer above the ozone layer. The Schumann resonance is regulated by the activity that takes place on the Earth. This can be shown through thunder, lightning, earthquakes, shifts in ley lines, things that happen currently on the ley lines, and even the awakening of our collective minds on Earth, raising its vibration, causes spikes in the Schumann resonance. On the Schumann resonance graphs, white is high frequency light, which comes from the sun via light codes. These can also be manifested by light workers and grid workers and gatekeepers who set intentions or collectively bring light into this planet. This can be explained via mass meditation, because sometimes through mass meditation I've noticed that the white on our Schumann resonance graph spikes exponentially to a point where it's very large, especially when a lot of people are participating in it. These light codes are here to assist with the ascension of Gaia and the collective consciousness. So this light actually gets anchored into the earth and into the earth's grid, and then it goes into the earth's core, and then it charges the core there, and once it overflows with light, it goes back up through the earth and back to the stratosphere or through the atmosphere, and this causes the grid to get lighter. The ionosphere, the magnetosphere, this increases the electromagnetic sphere of energy, which is like our planet getting shocked. Like, you know, when a person gets tased and their heart rate would naturally go up, naturally the same thing happens with our Earth. And this is why the Schumann resonance is constantly increasing. The Earth is getting shocked, which is its heartbeat, you know, of Gaia, and it begins to raise because of this. It's like a power-up. The amplitude of the Schumann resonance used to be measured at 7.83 hertz frequency constantly. However, I've noticed that it is constantly increasing, and on February 27th of 2020 this year, it actually spiked up all the way to 170. This is proof that the frequencies are constantly rising, because you can study the graph and see it for yourself. One thing I've noticed is that when the amplitude is low, the frequencies are high, and that when the Earth's core is charged up and the frequencies will drop, then the amplitude picks up, and this causes the white in our grid. The blue in the grid represents the calm. So over a time period, if it's showing a lot of blue, this means that not much is going on. So this is represented as homeostasis. The green patches are energies being purged and transmuted, those of 3D nature. That is density being released. The red or orange specks that are sometimes found in the Schumann resonance grid are more dense than green energies. They represent blockages, and sometimes they are necessary to be there so that they can be purged out. Green can be represented as like liquid, and red is physicalized in a block. And this is why the white patches are important, because they can help remove these blockages. And when we get shocked with that power up energy, we get upgrades. On a DNA level, we receive coding on a collective level simultaneously with Gaia. We get ascension symptoms with these white patches. We get amplified from this energy. We feel these upgrades through our chakra energy centers, and our DNA and channels open up when there is more light, shown in the Schumann resonance grid. Sometimes the graphs black out, and this is when readings go offline. This can happen when the lightning discharges or the electromagnetic field gets way too much light and the amplitude goes through the roof with light. This causes satellites, electronics, and technology to go offline, and the devices themselves might not be offline, but the spike in amplitude is something that these devices are not used to. So if we start seeing blackouts in the future, with this being Wi-Fi routers, disruption in electronics, maybe the grid goes down, this is not a bad sign. This is actually an indication of a big shift of a lot of light. So one thing I've noticed is that these blackouts usually coincide with whiteouts, and sometimes vice versa. So if there is a blackout in the grid, there might be a whiteout right after, or the other way around. These electromagnetic pulses have impacts on all living things and causes impacts on the consciousness of all beings that are located on Gaia or Earth. The purge symptoms of these spikes could sometimes include these following symptoms. It may include nausea, headaches, eye pressure, blurred vision, body aches or pains, vertigo. You might feel like you're off the planet, or if your dream state opens up, start having lucid dreams, maybe even nightmares. It is all just an indication that light is present and that you're going through the upgrades. It's not necessarily a bad thing to have any of these symptoms. It just means that the energy is booming and that the energy is flowing, and you can monitor the Schumann resonance and see how it is acting to see if you're experiencing any things from there in your life that it affects, because it can also affect the collective as a whole. But yeah, man, that's all I had to say for this video. This is MC Chill. Y'all stay safe, focused, and balanced. Stay up. Have a beautiful day. Peace.